Welcome back to In Search for Tontonteac. Today we are continuing on for the search of Quivira. Last week we heard about American Tartary. A quick Google search will provide you with American Tartary is a vast conspiracy theory full of mud floods and the Capitol building being thousands of years old. The 1570 Ortelius map of Tartary shows us the west coast of America with the famous waterway and all the cities that we were searching for. Interestingly, it also shows the Sierra Nevada mountains. The map clearly states, this map contains Tartary, together with the rest of the more eastern parts of Asia, up to the Eastern Ocean, under the obedience of the Great Khan, whose empire is bounded by the Ob River, Cathay, Lake Olga, the Caspian Sea, the Ubante River, the Mongol region of Tibet, the Karakoram River, and the ocean. So it was an empire ruled by the Mongolians, not a vast area all Europeans called it. In between the continents of Asia and America, we find this. The Buna people or event, the 10 tribes of Israel were called by the name of Naphtali, and after came the Danites, who were called Danmarki, Denmark, in the northernmost regions. Because of Rachel's maid Bilhah, they were placed second in the location of these dwellings, or Jews. In the year 476, they were victorious against their enemies and were wrongly referred to as Euthalites by others. So now the 10 tribes of Israel are now involved into this. Also, we find this on this map as well. It is pleasant according to Pliny as an authority, who says there are many islands there, as does Marco Polo the Venetian, but neither provides the location or the number. Pliny the Elder and Marco Polo were mapping these areas? Then right on the Tartary land we find the Kingdom of Christians, formerly known as Prester John, was in Asia, founded there by St. Thomas, so that it might correspond to the Church of Rome through the priestly John of Africa, obedient to Rome, and before it was conquered by the Goths, it was called Crive or Ohm. So this map is suggesting that Prester John, who was considered to be an African Christian king, had set up a kingdom in East Asia. This map offers one more piece of the puzzle. It states, these 10 tribes separated and took the place of the Scythians in the land of the Tartars, and they were called by the name Gaut or Gauthe, from the highest glory of God. From there, they became the kingdom of Cathay. Well, it seems as if Ortelius really bought into the 10 tribes went to Asia theory. But what makes this interesting is the Mormon belief that one or several lost tribes arrived in the Americas. This map was another one that I never thought that I would ever use, although it seemed to play an interesting role in what we are discussing. To sum up what we have just discovered is that in the year 476 that the 10 tribes or some of the tribes made it to East Asia and established a kingdom under the leadership of Prester John. We also learned that Marco Polo was mapping the extent of islands within the Pacific Ocean. In a book called Quivira, a legendary city of the northwest coast, Vern Bright writes, the tradition of a fair and distant city, an island, a country pervades the literature and folklore of the world. Atlantis, the lost continent of Mu, the Fortunate Islands, the many wondrous cities of the great Kublai Khan, which Marco Polo beheld, Xanadu, the 7 cities of Cibola, Quivira, gave magic to dreams. Later he writes, however, the kingdoms of Quivira and Anian, its near neighbor, as located on the maps of Western America, had no more existence in reality than had Thor's Valhalla, or the abode of the Olympian gods. But like these ancient and mythical realms, Quivira, Asian, Tekex, Sikui, and the rest, were thought to exist along the western coast of America, and as such were sought by explorers for 200 years. So, Werner Bright is not a believer in the kingdoms of Quivira or Tontonteac. Well, we have seen others who were like-minded to him. This map has been passed around through the years as if it were a map drawn and created by Marco Polo himself. The most interesting aspect of this map is that it would suggest that the Mongols or the Chinese knew about the Americans. If this is all true, then we have a way that the Pope or the Church knew about the Americas prior to 1492. Are we slowly connecting the dots? I think things are starting to take shape.